My Hometown, brought to you by Giuseppe Pizzeria by Dr. Utker. How will your family settle the last slice?
McCreary was one of the best, and I remember when I was coaching, I knew he'd be coming to the game. We had a good chance of getting a well-refereed game.
I played a little bit of junior hockey, and I'll summarize it very quickly. I wasn't very good, and the only draft that I was probably ever going to get was the kind that you buy. I was smart enough to understand that there was no future in hockey as a player for Bill McCreary.
He comes from a family with deep hockey roots, and like all of them, Bill McCreary dreamed of one day making it to the NHL himself. He just didn't expect to get there the way he did.
Scotty Morrison invited me to training camp in 1981 and told me there was no jobs, but he'd like to use me part-time on the weekends in the American League, and it happened quickly from the time I started, and then it kept rolling.
On November 3rd, 1984, McCreary's revised hockey dream came true as he refereed his first NHL game, the first of many.
It's a big reward to be given your first game, and you hope you get through it without making too many errors that people remember you by.
Hey, if you got game one, it means you're the best.
Doesn't mean that. Just means I was selected to work.
Well, the way I look at it, you must be the best.
McCreary became one of the NHL's premier referees, working more than 2,000 games, including 15 Stanley Cup finals, 2 Canada Cups, and 3 Olympics.
You're recognized in the National Hockey League to do a Game 7 of a series, and then you're selected to do a Game 7 in the Stanley Cup finals. That's the ultimate. But I would be remiss to not say that the gold medal games that I experienced, all 3 of them in Nagano, Salt Lake City, and Vancouver, that was a tremendous honor as well.
Well, we got a power play, huh?
Of the countless significant games McCreary officiated over 26 seasons, there is one he will never forget.
My boss phoned me. He had assigned me to the Gretzky game on the Sunday afternoon in New York, so obviously a huge honor to referee the last game of arguably one of the greatest players ever in the game.
The last game of McCreary's illustrious career arrived on April 2nd, 2011, in Washington, where it had all started.
Bill McCreary will drop the puck for his final third period of a regular season in his career.
I guess for me, when the last commercial hit in the third period, reality had set in, and I knew that was sort of my last shift. Those last 4.5 minutes were very emotional.
Officials often say their best games are the ones in which they are not noticed, but the hockey world certainly took notice of his career, and in 2014 he was inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame.
It was stunning because I had really given no thought to be a Hall of Fame member. The game has never been about officiating or an official, it's about the players. And I guess the ultimate pinnacle is when you get the call from the Hall of Fame that you've been inducted.
And one thing about Bill McCreary, he's a terrific communicator that always had the greatest respect among his peers and fellow players.
Several years ago, McCreary and his wife, Mary Ann, bought a property in the Collingwood area and eventually decided to make it their home. And McCreary wanted to get involved in the community.
My wife and I both love the area, and there's so much to do and so much to offer up here. I've taken an approach that I want to give something back to the community, and so we're supporting our 2 local hospitals. We're also helping the Girls Hockey Association in Collingwood. As well, we're going to support the youth soccer program here in Thornbury. We raised about $105,000 in 3 years, so we're very proud of ourselves to say it's a small tournament, and we hope to grow it again this year.
More than just being known for working some of the biggest games ever, McCreary was also known for his signature puck flip at the start of every game, which had a very special meaning.
When our daughter was 5 years old, she was diagnosed with a stroke, and so she was in sick kids. And I remember her saying, "Dad, how are you going to say hi to me?" You know, we got her a TV when she was in the hospital. And without kind of missing a beat, I said to her, "Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to flip the puck. So when I flip the puck, I'm saying hi to you." And I did it, and I did it the rest of my career. And I never dropped it once.
My Hometown, brought to you by Giuseppe Pizzeria by Dr. Utker. How will your family settle the last slice?